I have a lot to say about this one. First off, what an excellent atmosphere. This huge expanse of void filled with these metallic staircases and islands. And if you look carefully, you'll see that you're inside. The void is captured in this big superstructure. And then the music really adds to that feeling of being in this immeasurably large thing. But anyway, very hard level. Let's talk about the combat. So our first secret over here, you have to grab the extra armor bonus I took at the beginning. I like having the Berserk just to save some ammo when I come out of this encounter. So all of these monsters are real dead monsters. They're not just the enemy sprite. There's a special object that's just the sprite, but it's not the rest of the monster. But these are actually the dead monsters. And there are special dehacked Commander Keens with Archvile abilities. Well, they can resurrect, but they're invulnerable, and they don't count for kills, and they don't attack you. And they're under the ground, and they're doing the reviving there. So for the final map, you get to fight zombie monsters. This is actually where I died the most in full runs. But after just doing that little maneuver where you go to the side slowly, it wasn't that bad. With that said, I have 17 health, so we could die at any moment, really. The main thing that I found important for this, when you're in the back, keep moving. Don't worry about dealing extra damage down there. You need to escape those little passageways. I think that chain gunner killed a Baron. That was pretty cool. Quite important that we get lots of chain gun ammo. These archviles are not too tough. So this is why I wanted the Berserk, so we could do this part without spending rockets. Yeah. And I got some pretty good Berserk luck. Like, that's 2 hits on a Revenant. It's pretty good. And we get the imp. Very nice. Here I was kind of dumb. I was like, yeah, he's infighting. I can punch him. But it's an imp, so he's not going to infight for that long. I just didn't really feel like punching a Baron that much. So, that went well. Well, it kind of took a lot of damage, but we're alive. So this, like, the whole first half of this level, like, before the big arena, could be its own level. Like, straight up. Could just be an entire map. So, at this point, Decino went to the left. He did the super shotgun room. And he died there a lot. Maybe he just didn't consider. You can get the BFG first, and then instead of dying in the super shotgun room, it's easy because you have the BFG. I think intuitively, a lot of Doom players would go to the super shotgun room first because it's a smaller weapon, so it seems more natural in the weapon development. But whatever. do you want to get the BFG? So, oh, this yellow key fight is not even a thing on Hurt Me Plenty. They just have the yellow key next to that teleporter. So this fight isn't even there. So what I want to do here is chill in the corner, let the pain elementals approach so I can kill them. But I end up blowing myself up twice. So it's actually pretty scary. And we'll see next time I'm outside. If I can kill the Lost Souls, we're good. So we'll see next time I'm outside. This level, despite being very large, very... yeah, another time. Very large, very, like, stairs between islands over the void type of thing, it's still surprisingly navigable. This part, as long as you don't get trapped down there, you just make an infight, no big deal. Third space rocket, and now I'm really, really low, and I got hit by a Kako. So somehow I couldn't even see up there. I would have taken too much damage. It's like, okay, we need a soul sphere, but to get a soul sphere, I need to kill the Barons and Hell Knights guarding it. Yeah, those Hell Knights there are actually Hell Knight plus Baron. They're stacked on top of each other. I guess it's just like a damage tax if you want to grab the thing. So yeah, 3 health. So we're alive. And now we pretty much have this fight in the bag. I'm pretty surprised that this fight doesn't exist on Hurt Me Plenty. Like, is this the hardest fight in the level that they had to cut it? I don't really understand. I actually think this is maybe the second easiest fight in the level. I think the Plasma Room is probably the easiest. Or maybe the Super Shotgun Room. The Super Shotgun Room and the Plasma Rooms are both pretty easy. You should really never die there if you have brought the BFG with you. Yeah, I'm trying for infight, and they're not cooperating. But it's okay. I can get hit a little bit, and we're fine. There are quite a few megaspheres for this first area. The first area is 20 minutes or so maybe more. One of the side effects of not having the Super Shotgun, though, is that this takes a long time. But I mean, whatever. Like, who cares? I was shotgunning some of the Cyber Demon. Like, he's already hurt from infighting and my chain gun, so okay. It's interesting this map even has a shotgun. I don't think we've had a shotgun since map 24. There was no shotgun in 25. There was no shotgun in 26. There might have been one in 27. But I don't think so. 28 definitely didn't have one. 29 definitely didn't have one. So what I want to do is have the rad suit as long as I can, so I can jump into the acid stuff and hit a secret switch. So the yellow key unlocks everything else in this first area. You can do the Cathedral fight, which is a BFG room. You can do the Plasma room. You can do the secret encounter. You can do a lot. So I'm just going to hit the yellow switch and open everything up. Except the secret encounter, you actually have to do a little bit more. There's a hidden switch, and I've never ever seen this before. You can only use it if you have the yellow key, but it's a shootable switch. I've never seen a shootable yellow switch before. That must be a Boom thing. I know Boom adds other door types and switches. I guess I'm thinking I was thinking there what room to do next. And I think that I decide on the secret room. Yeah, so what you jump down here, there's a shootable switch, and I missed. So the reason I want to do that one first is because the secret fight gives you megaspheres as your reward. So I'm thinking, okay, that'll help me for every other encounter. The other option is I do the BFG fight, and I have the BFG for every other encounter. But you don't use the BFG in the secret encounter. So that's why I'm doing the secret encounter first, because the rewards I reap from here will be useful for the rest of my run. Not just, So anyway, that shootable switch, you need the yellow key for it. Opens up this teleporter. And when you hit the switch, candles spawn in, and they telefrag the cyber demons if they're in there. This is only possible because it's a map 30. Well, I think so. I tried playing this on MBF just to see if the compatibility would get messed up, because this felt like a map 30 thing to me. And it didn't work on MBF. It didn't telefrag them. I don't think these are real candles, or they might be. It might be real candles, but it might also be some dehacked monster that looks like a candle. I don't know if decorations can normally telefrag. I mean, decorations can't normally teleport at all unless you're on Boom. So anyway, my main strategy for this is to stand far away from the cyber to decrease the odds that he shoots. And if you do that, then he's more likely to walk into the center. And you want to have the center directly in between you and the cyber, obviously. And you have to be really careful with the splash damage, because if they shoot the switches, it hurts you. Like if you're nearby, of course. And our reward is another secret for some reason, and 2 megas. So let's do the Cathedral, which is helpfully labeled. Well, kind of. So this is where we will get our BFG. 3 megas, big walls, cool spires that are evocative of Stardate 2066 map 7. You know where you're in trouble. So my strategy here, kill the vial, kill some imps, hide in the corner for a second, and then slowly go through the imp area. And frankly, I probably should have turned back and stayed with the imps, but this is also viable. I mean, it worked. You can head over here where these extra cells are and just shoot stuff until you have an opening and run. And now you just kind of do laps between these two sections. My best unsuccessful run failed here. I died pretty quickly in the Cathedral. I think that was yesterday. But today, we beat the Cathedral fight. Once the cyber demons are dead, you're pretty much good in terms of getting instantly dead. But, well, there are also the turret cyber demons. So you can still get hit pretty hard. So at this point, it's basically clean. What we want to do to win the fight is get rid of these revenants. Now, you have 2 ways to do that. Really 3. 1, you could magically have enough rockets to do it. You don't. 2, you can kill them with BFG, or 3, you can have the turret cyber demons in fight them. Obviously, turret cyber demons in fighting them is the coolest option, but it's rather hard to set up, and, well, I want to be done. I don't want to have so much time where I'm getting shot at. And if you can get up to where the revenants are, there's a secret switch, and that switch will kill the cyber demons. And it's another telefrag, so it's instantaneous. It is interesting. Telefrags don't kill the enemy. They deal damage. So you could conceivably have a monster that just has a lot of health. I mean, the Cyber Demon is a good portion of the way there. Yeah, here's that secret switch. On the other side, there's a Berserk. It's the one item that I don't pick up in this run. So yeah, now it's just cleanup. This is also one of the fights where Decino showcased the beta BFG, and inspired from that, I tried using the beta BFG. It's trash! Oh my god. Like, I think rockets are actually better. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking my time a lot in this run. It's God Machine, you know, I want to be careful, I want to win. Not speedrunning it. So, God Machine was, and Sunlust in general, this, like, storied, mystical map set that I'd heard of, and I always was thinking, that's unobtainable, you know, I don't think I'd even attempt that, you know. I hope one day to maybe beat Combat Shock 2, and my obtainable goal is Speed of Doom. I did both of those, and I don't have the VODs anymore. At that point, I wasn't doing the vid dumps. I didn't know how to do that then, and I still don't know how to do it now, but Bitefire has helped me out with it. So that's thanks to him. So for Sunlust, I was never thinking that I'd be able to do it. But then here we were, like, not only playing Sunlust, we're on God Machine, on a run where I was like, yeah, I need more practice. I'm not ready. If I just get past the Cathedral, I'll be happy. If I just get to the final room, like, I'd be content with that. Obviously, we're still trying to win, but I really couldn't expect anything more. Yeah, I know, I could have gotten the super shotgun, but I would have died. So, we're using the shotgun. So the last stage of this fight spawns in, I don't know, maybe 5 Archviles. Nothing too crazy. They get stuck pretty hard, reviving things, I mean. It really seems like a rude thing for Ribbiks to do. Ribbiks made the first part of the level. At least that's what the text file said. Yeah, I've never had issue with those Archviles. I think the main way you would die in this arena is at the beginning, obviously. You gotta tunnel through the imps, and you gotta avoid the Cyber Demon rockets. If, you know, you mess that up, okay, you're dead. And then the other being a little too conservative with cells. You can use all of the cells in that room and be okay. Like, I've used every BFG shot that I could have already, and we're going to have full ammo for this fight. Or not full, but good enough. So this is a really interesting one. It makes use of those reviving Commander Keen guys. So the chain gunners near the walls will be revived. Same for, you know, if there happen to be, you know, by any chance, some other monster near the wall. So what I like to do is pre-fire a BFG, so some chain gunners are dead without me having to do all that much. I mean, the truth is, I don't think I've ever died in this room, maybe in the blind run, but it's really not that hard. Like, you'll have a Megasphere from all of the secrets, you're fine. Like, whatever. I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's cool, though. It's a cool fight. Oh, and then some Kakos show up. After about 30 seconds, you can escape this little island. And I would recommend doing that, because if you kill Kakos over here, they're pretty likely to be revived. I'm trying to save some cells so I can do the Super Shotgun room with cells. But I don't have that many rockets, so we will need to use a little bit of BFG, nothing crazy. Yeah, now that I'm killing them away from those Commander Keen vials, they're not going to get revived. I switched to the BFG when I have one rocket left, because we're playing on Boom. And on Boom, when you run out of ammo, you will swap to the next weapon of choice. Plasma gun, super shotgun, chain gun, shotgun, pistol, chainsaw, rocket, BFG, fist. I think that's the order. And I didn't want to switch to the chain gun, I wanted to switch to the BFG. In Vanilla Doom, you can override it. Like, it'll start swapping, you can press the key for the weapon that you want, and it'll respect that. But it doesn't do that in Boom. I don't know why. So now that we've done the Cathedral, and we've done the Plasma Room, that is all that is required to exit the first area. However, it's those two lion switches that open up the, I guess, exit for this first area. And you can kind of take advantage of that, because there are 680 cells, and 80 of those cells are in those two plasma weapons right there. And I realized this for the first time in this run. Hey, I can just grab these two weapons and, like, use them as more ammo. And now I have extra ammo for the Super Shotgun fight. I think it's, I'll have nine shots. Yeah, drop down here for the last Megasphere. And the way to the Super Shotgun room, you just jump down here. That takes you to the stairs. Yeah, it's really something. Like, just play through this level once with no monsters or something, and it's surprisingly navigable. Now, what Decino did for this room is crazy. Like, he's trying to do infighting with Cyber Demon and Archfiles, and it's like, just, you just spam BFG. You spam BFG, it's pretty easy. Even then, even with spamming BFG, I'm almost dying. Hey, the plasma sees some use. So now, still, never using the super shotgun. I've really come to respect the chain. I say this like all the time, but the chain gun's so good. So you want to have 565 monsters before exiting to the final area. Yeah. There's no backtracking from the final area to here. So make sure you have 565 kills, 5 secrets. And if you care about items, you should have 21. I left a berserk in the Cathedral, unfortunately. So what's cool, this stairs area, which, by the way, looks amazing. I mean, look at that. Look at that view. This bridge. It has a full restock. Full ammo for all your weapons and a mega. So my plan here is kill the arachnotrons and then just go back and forth for like 10 minutes while stuff dies from infighting. And eventually I'll get a chance to kill the vials. And I like to do that by stacking BFG rather than rockets. Because if I use rockets, they might get pain chance and then they'll hit me from really, really far. So if you're too close to the gold walls, the archvials, there are 12 archvile turrets, and they'll zap you like that. And there are also archvials all the way at the edge of the other side, but there are no archvile turrets down there. So if you can kill that archvile pocket on the other side, then you're free to roam down there. Now, I was watching Decino's attempts. I'll say, I didn't watch him play this. Well, I watched him play it, like, last year, or half a year. I didn't watch it, like, recently, you know? Almost died there, one more hit, I would be dead. There are 4 megaspheres easily accessible in this run. And only 2 accessible from the start. So anyway, after I beat this, I reviewed his gameplay footage. And he goes around like a full horseshoe near where the far archviles are. And I don't know, it just seemed like he was more likely to get hit that way. Because the revenants just seem to path to him in a more scary way. I really couldn't explain why. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I'm actually going to be going back and forth here for like 10 minutes. So feel free to, you know, fast forward in the video. Yep, we're going for the vials. Stack my BFGs and quickly get in the corner. Make sure you take the path so the Revenant missiles explode. Kill them as you leave. Perfect. Now, I don't do it quite as well on the other side. The other side, I don't stack the BFGs from as far. And I don't run and hide as quickly. So I would say that's really like the first major mistake of the run. There are, I would say, 3 times I made like a real notable error, and that is one of them coming up. So I'll say this map isn't like you automatically lose if you make a mistake. This is, yeah, that was a big mistake right there. Like, just go around. Maybe I get it, maybe I don't. Why risk it? Why risk getting stuck like that? Because you know what? Maybe you get stuck and the Revenant swarm of missiles blows you up and you're dead. So all in all, this only took me like so many tries. I did a lot of practice for it. I practiced for these last few levels a lot. Like map 29, one of my first attempts that I got out of the first area, I ended up winning. And this one, I died so much in the first couple of rooms. Mostly the part where they like resurrect all the corpses. And then it was like 3 or 4 attempts after that. So yeah, see, I'm not far enough to start stacking tracers. And I don't go into cover fast enough. I end up taking quite a bit of damage. And then I'm not smooth exiting. But it is what it is, you know. It's a big fight. You're gonna get hit a little bit. And I see Manx are fighting the imps. At this point, I gotta decide, what am I gonna do next? There are 3 doors. Do I take the right one, the left, or do I go to the center? The right one has lots of pain elementals inside. You shoot your BFG 4 or 5 times, they're done. And then that door opens up to the Baron room, which we'll get to. Or you can take the left door, which has a couple Archviles, a couple Cyber Demons. It's not too hard, but you have basically 2 ways to do it. One, you have the Manx fight the Cybers, which is obviously ammo efficient. You get to save lots of rockets on the Manx. Or you just kill the Manx and then you do it. But I noticed, hey, I killed so few Revenants that they actually killed a lot of the Manx for me. So what I'm gonna do is just wait until all of the Revenants die, or until there's like 1 left, and I'll just kill that one. And then I'll focus on the Manx, and there won't be that many Manx left. Because in all of my practice runs, I've killed more Revenants, and that results in there being more Manx alive, because the Manx and the Revs are infighting. I just want all the Revenants gone. So anyway, after that little Revenant Archvile Cyberdemon thing, that opens up to the Revenant room, which we'll get to. And there's also the Archvile surprise in the center. That one has a Megasphere in it and some ammo. And also 24 Archviles. Now, you can't proceed past there until you've done the other 2 sides. As it turns out, I actually mess up that room. That's probably my biggest mistake of this run, when I do the Archviles poorly. We'll get to that. Here we are still hoping the last couple Revs die. Look, ammo is pretty tight. I mean, you'd think for a 2,000 monster map, they'd kind of let you, you know, go pew-pew. But, well, it's not the case. You only have so much damage. Yeah, I want all the imps gone. I want all the revenants gone, and then we'll focus on the knights. Okay, that's another mistake. Yeah. It's important to me that I'm going counterclockwise. When you're circle strafing around Manx, you want to go counterclockwise because Manx shoot in a pattern. If they're facing you, I'll describe it as if you're looking at them. They shoot once towards you, and the other shot in that pair is to your right, but only slightly. And then the next pair, they shoot straight at you, and the other one in that pair is far to your left. So that shot, the one that's far to your left, is the one that'll hit you if you're going clockwise around them, because that's when you're going to the left. And then their final burst, they shoot both of them slightly, one to your left and slightly to your right. I decided that I would kill the Manx instead of let the Cyber Demons do it because I was scared of getting blown up. So, the Archvile turrets are still around, and if you go for the ammo that's on the gold side, you can get zapped. And frankly, it was not a smart idea of me to go for it. So my plan here is do the pain elementals, because I'm relatively low health, and I like to do the easier stuff when I'm low. So that way I can use up more of my health in a safe way. It's like you have 50 health, you can grab a Megasphere and kill the Cyber Demon, or you can kill the Zombieman first, you know? And make use of the rest of that 50 health for the zombies, and then grab the Mega so the Megasphere gets more value. What a room. So, the hardest fight for me in practice was, by far, the Baron room, which we're about to do. Now, I end up saying it on stream, and that's why I stand here shaking my camera. What I found to be most effective was standing far back and to the side. That way the enemies collapse in more. If you're close like that, where I am there, they don't collapse in properly. What you need to happen is the barons to the left to approach you faster than the barons on the side, on the right side, so that the barons on the right can occupy the space the barons on the left had. So, what I'm pointing at here, when the main body of the barons approaches that spot where the room juts out a little bit, it's time to go. You can't have them being pushed to the side. It's unacceptable. You need to have them as much to the left as possible. Now, I have 580 cells here, which is a lot, because I did infighting really well with the Revenants and the Max. So, this fight is a little bit easier, but it's still pretty risky. I mean, you get caught within Barons, even with a BFG, they don't go down easily. They really don't. But having those extra cells, it does help. It's not even like a safety thing. It's more of, I can clear out some of them on this go-aroundsies bit, just to make it a little safer on the next turn. So it's usually you go around like twice in each direction, and then you can leave. But it really depends how fast you leave. Like here, I'm hoping that the stairs are up. It takes about a minute, and the stairs do rise just in time. You do have to kill all of them before triggering the Pain Elemental wave, otherwise you can't go back there. So if you want 100% of the kills, you gotta go get them now. This was the fight that I was most scared of. I practiced it a lot, and the way that I practiced it, I tried doing it without cells. So if I did it with cells, it would be much easier. But now it's just cleanup. Now, if you're cool, obviously you could stay down there and fight them from downstairs. Endocino says, after you go 2 times around, it's easy. There aren't that many Barons left. I think he's crazy. I mean, the stairs jut out. They take up so much of your space. So I head out. I'm not dealing with it, you know? Make it easy on yourself. Just get out. So I'm realizing at this point, we're doing really well. There are like 2 fights left. The Revenants and the Inn. Oh, also the Archviles, which I mess up. Yeah, they're coming out really, really slowly. So there's probably some Baron on the stairs or something. I don't know. Because backtracking to that room and the Revenant room isn't a thing when you hit the final lever, you do need to know how many kills you need, and it's 1599. So we won't hit the button until we have that many kills. Yeah, I'm not jumping down when they're that close. No thank you. So I head back to coerce them to path in the direction that I want. Oh, I had really big frame dips, by the way. In the Baron room, when you round the corner and you face the big spire in the center, I got to like 17 frames. Because I was on stream, too. So that's one of the hardest parts of the level, and I'm playing it with 17 frames. And here, I'm going to switch to the super shotgun and get upset. Like, no, stop using the super shotgun. They're going to rush you and you're going to die. I see that other Baron out of the corner. I'm like, wait. Too many rockets. I probably would have been fine. But shells are harder to come by than rockets, so might have actually been the opposite of what I'd want. So I expect that I'm going to do the Arch Trials next. What you want to do for that is shoot twice per peak. So you shoot twice, you back out, you shoot twice, you back out. That's how the timing works with BFGs and Arch Files. What I end up doing, though, is I shot way too early, and they hurt me. And I don't know why I wasted these cells. I just had like a counting error in my head. Yeah, I shot the door too early. So now I can get zapped one more time and survive. And there's that one more time. If I get hit, I will die. That Archvile would have killed me, but I honestly got lucky with the damage. So now it's costing me quite a bit of extra cells to get these kills. And the extra Megasphere, you know. Conceivably, you could do this fight with just rockets, lure them out like one at a time, but I don't really want to do that. But I guess we had to. That's what's happening now. So yeah, we could have died here 46 minutes in. Could have been our end. I mean, Archviles don't infight with each other. It's just you and them. They're fighting. For fast monsters, they're pretty tanky. So, that was pretty scary. We almost died. So here, you just want them to infight, then you get the cybers to kill them, but you don't want to take cover by the gold. Frankly, it was a mistake that I went and grabbed these cells, because, well, an Archvile could have zapped me, and that would be bad. Somehow there's still imps. See, I'm considering there, like, hey, I could go get more cells. But if you take cover on the right, the Archviles don't get you. So, try to make them infight. Of course, they don't. And I do a terrible BFG shot, which I shouldn't even done. Like, I could have just used rockets. Yeah, I do have some issues here by the doors. And now we get to spend, like, several minutes chipping away at the cyber demons, because I was really scared that they would kill me, because, you know, they can kill you in, like, 1 to 2 hits. And there are 2 of them, and they shoot in bursts of 3, and even if they don't fully hit you, they deal damage from splash. So, I think my fear was justified. I did not want them to destroy me 50 minutes into the level. So I will chip away at them as I please. Thank you very much. I will go do an entire lap and run away. I'm having no part in this. So all of the gold in this level, or at least this room, are stuff that moves. The gold walls are going to lower when you hit the big button. The gold little corners of the pyramid lower when you hit the button after the button, which lowers those and it kills the turret arch files. I don't know. Make fun of me in the comments. Tell me how you would have done it in a faster time. You would have just had the balls of steel. You'd have the cojones rancheros. There might even be a block map issue over here, which makes it take even longer. I'm not sure if MBF has block map issues. I really don't know. Is there a way I can test it? Yeah, I could load up like map 25 or something. Figure it out. But yeah, Sunlust is played on Boom. If you're playing Sunlust on GZ Doom, why? Boom compatible. GZ, it's a Boom map set. I think I try to respect the engine that it's built for. So anyway, Revenants. First, I take a look over here and I get a feel for how much my frame rate is going to drop when I look towards the center, and it dropped quite a bit. It went to like 27. So, big group of Revenants on the left and the right. My plan is BFG the one on the right, and then we're safe. And the way I do that is by going in the corner. This I copied from Decima. If you're in the corner here, very few Revenants can actually hit you, because a lot of them are blocked. Of course, you might still get hit a lot, like that. But once you're here, in this position, nobody's on the right, you're just alone on the left, behind the pole. You can slowly chip away at them with your rocket launcher. You can actually get out 2 shots safely, but I wanted to be extra safe. And there are exactly 1599 kills that we want before the ending. So that means there are some like 20 left. My voice is going to be like a second or two behind the video, so I don't want to give an exact number. It'll be off. So now I'm feeling pretty good. This is the first attempt that I've gotten past the Cathedral. And I'm realizing there's one fight left. Of course, it's a fight with, 14 Archviles and like 8 Cyber Demons. And maybe 50 Pain Elementals. But it is the last one. So when we hit this switch, it lowers the gold, and we can hit the end switch. But before that, I take a look around, make sure I have stock of the room. I want to know where my cells are, where my rockets are. And I also say here my plan for how we're going to do it. So those gold walls are going to lower. There are going to be lots of Revenants, lots of Hell Knights, lots of Cyber Demons, and several Archviles. So I do a full lap around the arena to trigger infighting. And then we're going to go back and forth these on the back side while the Pain Elementals approach from the gold hole all the way on the other side. And eventually they'll get too close. So eventually I'm just going to have to go for it and run to the Archvile side. And there's a switch which turns off, kills the sniper Archviles. But to do that, we'd have to be within line of sight of the ones on the ground. So what I try to do is is twofold. On the first run, I use the little blocks to block line of sight. But after that, I'm less focused on cover specifically, and more so on distance. If I'm really far, the Archviles just aren't likely to target me. Especially if I'm not attacking them. I don't want to attack any Archvile that, you know, in a way that doesn't kill them. So I do my full lap, so now everything is awake, the pain elementals are approaching. So we station ourselves over here, just let them approach, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Except we can't, because the Cyber Demon is there. So we kind of have to run away a little faster than I would have liked. And I kind of waste some BFG. Could have died here if the Cyber Demon felt like shooting me. And now I go for it. I SR50, get there as fast as I can, hit the switch. And at this point, I think that I'm going to win. And that's when I get zapped like 4 or 5 times into a Cyber Demon, and just totally got lucky that he didn't hit me. And shooting that Archvile with BFG didn't even kill it, and then it shot me. So now I am, again, relatively low health, but the sniper Archviles are gone. I'm trying to keep my distance as much as possible. All of the easily accessible megas are out, although there's one more by the pain elementals if they ever move. I'm not shooting Archviles unless I know they're dead. I just want to keep as much distance as I can. We're doing the big horseshoe. Keeping our distance. Keep our distance so the Archviles don't attack you. Remember, the odds that they attack is distance-based. That one, he was approaching fast, so we shot him. Easy. Remember, our weapon is basically a shotgun, okay? The BFG is a giant shotgun. Also, that was a max damage hit. 80 damage. I see the pain elementals are far enough that we'll be able to go around them soon and do a full circle strafe, but not yet. They're definitely an ammo drain, the pain elementals, and oh, it is ominous to see this storm of pain elementals and skulls blotting the sky. But let's be real, they are not the threat in this arena. They just get like stuck on each other. They try infighting and they're pretty weird about it. The amount of damage they do just like isn't high enough to kill other Lost Souls, and Lost Souls don't infight properly, and they definitely don't infight with pain elementals because, you know, can't be targeted. Another one that was out in the open for me. Go get him. So here, I think I'm going to win. Like, very confident. But we still have to be careful. We're not safe until all of the Cyber Demons are dead. All of the Lost Souls are dead. All of the Revenants are dead. Because, maybe, there's a swarm of Revenant missiles following you, and then there's a Lost Soul. You get stuck. You die. That's why sometimes I pull an SR50, because I want to get away from the Revenant swarm. Now, I don't think ever run out of ammo in this final encounter. At least when I did infighting. And I did do infighting here. See, that right there. Look how close the Revenant missiles were when I caught that Lost Soul. If I wasn't just going as fast as I could, I would be dead. Straight up. A Revenant swarm, you're done. Like, that stuff cuts through cybers. I wonder how this would play if I had the Unmaker. We're being careful. We want to make sure everything is gone. I don't want to see any revenants. I don't want to see any pain elementals. The number on the kill count should be 2,000, I think 65? No. 95? Something with a 5. Oh, 2,115. That's the number we're going for. So there's still quite a few monsters left. There are 16 archviles in the final, like, epilogue style area. They're not hard, but, you know, they can mess you up. But if you do it right, you'll be okay. Yeah, we want all of these revenants gone. We don't feel safe yet. So, I'm actually out of cells, which is wild. Like, how do you run out of cells here? When you open up the final area... Yeah, I checked there. There's a Megasphere remaining, so I'm pretty much good. When you open up this final big fight, there are 4 full refills for the PFG, which amounts to 60 shots, and I guess I used up all of them. Tense. You get caught on a wall and die. I know normally you'd be like, oh yeah, it's just a couple revenants, you're fine. Yeah, we're an hour in. There are 2 more revenants. Because remember, we need 2,115. Here's the last one. And I'll just kill some lost souls before doing the final phase. Now, in all of my practice runs, all of my attempts with saves, I have never actually gotten to the final fight on 200-200. But since we have now, I get to save the Megasphere in the center. It's pretty cool. It is awkward to dance around, though, as you'll see. Because you're supposed to grab the Megasphere to trigger the fight, but you don't have to. The way it works, pairs of archviles show up from various columns, and then you kill them. You're starting this encounter with 15 shots, and there's 16 archviles, and they come in pairs, so feel free to shoot twice at each pair, you'll be fine. There's enough ammo. If you, like, time it differently, if you time it, like, 2 hits each, the rhythm really works out. So here it's 1, 2, then you turn around, they'll come from the opposite one. 1, 2, good. Turn around, it's basically an opposite one, but they have to turn a little bit. 1, 2, okay, next, 1, 2. Next, I fired too early, it messes with the rhythm. So now the next one is going to come too fast because my timing was off. But, I mean, like, it's not that bad, you know. There we go. We've beaten Sunlust. We've beaten God Machine. All 32 maps, pistol start, UVmax, all kills, all secrets, pistol start. No saves. You know, no saves within the levels. Really, Danny and Ribbiks should be proud of themselves. I don't even think it's like this is pretty easily the best map set I've played. Like aesthetically, combat-wise especially, really solid music choices. I know for the most part they're taken from other games, but I think these MIDI versions sound better. Like they really did a good job. And I'm a little impressed with myself I was able to beat it. I didn't think this would happen. But here we are. And I gotta figure out what to play next. We have Struggle Anti-Region Legacy. I'm up to map 16. I'll probably just stream that. I'm not gonna be, you know, putting those on YouTube. Someone suggested I play Fractured Worlds. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, we did it. Wow.